The NFL is continually trekking into uncharted territory thanks to the COVID-19 pandemic. Following an unprecedented offseason chock filled with disjointed free agent evaluations and crazy storylines, the NFL is set to plunge into the season without a preseason for the first time in modern history. And while so many people believe that the NFL should do away with the preseason games permanently, the exhibitions do serve a valuable purpose in getting the teams ready for the season. So let's take a look at 5 NFL teams that'll be hurt the most by not having a preseason. Number 5, Indianapolis Colts. Philip Rivers may have 16 years of NFL experience under his belt, but it should not surprise anyone if his twilight stint in Indy comes with a few growing pains. He is a rather fiery competitor, and all the talk last season that he ought to hang him up might have lit a fire under him. But after all that time with the Chargers continually building their team around Phil, he's now the newcomer, and I'm sure he would have benefited from having some live preseason reps and the additional practice time to better mesh with his new teammates. Number 4, Carolina Panthers. Now, if you want to talk about a team that was solely built around one guy, look no further than the Carolina Panthers circa 2010s. The Panthers offense started and ended with Cam Newton. Sure, he's missed some time in recent years, but very few NFL offenses have ever been as dependent on one guy to do more. And while adding Teddy Bridgewater was a nice move, no one has ever mistaken his playmaking ability for Cam's. Carolina is not only heading into the 2020 season with a new signal caller, but it's also replacing the team's winningest coach of all time, Ron Rivera, with Matt Rule. Rule has an impressive track record, particularly in the college ranks at Baylor and Temple, but who knows how it'll translate to the professional level. It's safe to say that he'd probably prefer to have more time to work with his new QB too. Number 3, New England Patriots. The one organization that you would have never expected to appear on this list and has been a model of consistency over the past 2 decades, the Patriots. But that's the reality in New England heading into the 2020 season. While they still have the greatest coach in NFL history, they have had more than a handful of defensive players opt out of the season entirely. Oh, by the way, they also have a bit of a quarterback battle on their hands between 2 guys that Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels would in all likelihood build 2 completely different offenses for. Sorting that out while also getting the rest of the offense on the same page with a different quarterback that's not Tom Brady is no small task. Surely even Belichick would admit that he'd like a few preseason games to see Cam and Stidham getting live game reps under center. Number 2, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. On the other side of the coin is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where Tom Brady has chosen to close out his legendary career. Even for someone as great as Tom, there simply has to be an adjustment period when you make a change like this. In fact, I'd wager that his adjustment will be even more taxing than what Belichick or New England goes through. I'm not one of those Tom is a system quarterback guys, but he did play in the same system for 20 years. And now, at the ripe age of 43, he's going to be learning a new playbook for the first time with a new coach. Not to mention working a semi-retired Rob Gronkowski back into the fold, while adapting to a collection of new receivers. Number 1, Chicago Bears. Okay, this one shouldn't be much of a surprise. Anyone who follows the Bears knows they are perpetual dysfunction. And this year is shaping up to potentially reach new peaks. After 3 years of enduring the mistake that was drafting Mitch Trubisky 2nd overall, the Bears have finally sought shelter. Although, with Nick Foles, you never know what that means. Either way, heading into the regular season with a struggling QB in the last year of his rookie deal and an incumbent challenger who has proven to be an antithesis of consistency marks a situation that is begging for a preseason to help sort out. But alas, this is Chicago, and the Bears seem to have a knack for quarterbacking misery. So, odds are that the shortened run-up to the season will ensure a disastrous 2020 season in Chi-Town. But hey, which playoff teams from 2019 do you think will miss the postseason in 2020? Join us in that comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton, and hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.